Namaste and welcome to Yin and Restorative Yoga with some gentle movement. Today we're going to focus quite a bit on the legs and the lower body as we focus also on the root energy center. Grab a couple of blocks, a pillow, a strap, and a blanket or a beach towel you can fold up. You might even like to sit on that to begin with. Find a way to sit that you can feel evenly rooted through the left and right sides of your pelvis, the front and back of your pelvis. You might even take a moment to shift your weight around through those 4 points at the bottom. And balance out the weight through the 4 points as you lift through your pelvic floor, each vertebra, back of your neck, top of your head. And let the shoulders relax. Stilling your body, take a moment to check in with it. Maybe close your eyes. So in your mind's eye, start to scan each foot, each ankle, and each part of the body, eventually the whole. Observing whatever sensations you're experiencing. Letting go of any need to judge the experience as good or bad, right or wrong, but rather cultivate a caring curiosity about what's present. And so through this, gauge your physical state of being. Now bring your attention to the breath, just letting it flow as it naturally is. Noticing its pace, depth, anything you can notice about it. Gauging your energetic state of being. Now bring your awareness to your mind. Observe its activity, what it's tuning into, and how you feel mentally and emotionally. Bring your mind's eye to the bottom or base of your spine. This is the region of your root energy center, Muladhara chakra. When energy is flowing in balance here, you experience a sense of stability, physically, energetically, mentally, a sense of security and belonging in your physical body, belonging in your household, your communities, belonging on this planet. You feel a connection to nature, Mother Earth, a loving connection to your physical body, as well as your roots, your ancestors, your lineage. You feel supported in your life throughout the various stages that you've been through and presently, supported by physical nourishment, basic needs being met, shelter, people around you. And you have a sense of trust that all is good, even though there is the unknown lying in the future, that you're able to handle what comes your way. When we lack energy flow in this region, we might have a pervading fear, a sense of ungroundedness, a clenching to what's known, so-called known, a clenching or gripping onto impermanent things with an illusion that they will ground us. So how do you connect to an inner sense of stability in your life, or in moments in which change is happening and fear might start to arise? Today we're going to practice physically rooting and opening the areas of the body connected with your root energy center, which is from your pelvis all the way down to your feet. We'll also practice breathing techniques to help ground us, calm the nervous system, especially ones you can use in moments of fight, flight, freeze, or collapse, reaction being triggered. And then we'll sit in meditation, connecting to an inner sense of peace. So now start to clarify one thing that you appreciate, anything you can offer gratitude for. And with that feeling, set your intention for this practice. What's one thing you'd like to focus on in these last few days of summer? Is there any area in your life that you would like to feel more grounded in, more stable, courageous? After setting your intention, call to mind someone that you care about. Maybe it's a community or a cause. And I invite you to dedicate today's practice to them. Releasing any stagnant air, exhale completely. And let's prepare to chant together the seed sound of your root energy center. And that's LAM, L-A-M, 3 times. And as you're chanting, direct your mind's eye to your pelvic floor, envisioning the color red, the element earth. Inhale deeply. Lam, last round, inhale. Take a look at the way you're sitting now and invite you to switch, if you're sitting cross-legged, the shin that's forward or on top to get an even opening in the hips as we practice a breathing technique that is meant to be grounding. And you can use this in moments of stress being triggered. It's called box breathing or Samavriti Pranayama. So as you're sitting tall and relaxed, a mudra you might use to call on earth element, that feeling of grounding, is Prithvi mudra. And that's where you bring your ring and thumb tips to touch, and the palms can be face down or face up on your lap. So Samavriti Pranayama is inhaling through the nose for a count of 4, holding the breath in for a count of 4, exhaling through the nose for a count of 4, and holding the breath out for a count of 4. That's one cycle. Let's try 2 cycles together, 2 cycles on your own. So empty this breath to prepare, and maybe set your mind's eye at your pelvic floor. Hold the breath out. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue 2 more cycles. And when you finish, relax to natural breathing and observe the effects of that brief pranayama. Now let's move into another breathing technique that will bring us into our physical movements and postures. And it also helps to calm the nervous system and steady the mind. It's called victorious breathing or Ujjayi Pranayama. And it's done by closing your lips, softly narrowing the back of your throat, And sustaining your breath evenly in and out through your nose while creating a gentle, smooth, whispering sound. Listen to a few cycles of that breathing here as you're sitting still. Taking your time to reach the full length of your inhale, the full length of your exhale. And as you listen to the sound, making sure it's not forceful, but it's gentle, like soft, even ocean waves. Now keep that sound going and press your hands into your lap. Start to circle your spine, inhaling forward and exhaling back. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. Switch direction. So here is a gentle way to start to open up into the area of the lower back and pelvis. And then finishing this breath, let's come down onto your hands and your knees. If you like to have extra cushion for your knees, you could unfold your blanket to the thickness you need and place it across the middle of your mat. So as you're setting your hands flat on the floor, spreading your fingers wide and flat, point your index fingers forward so that they're parallel to each other. And rotate your triceps, your outer upper arm, slightly towards your back wall to spread your shoulder blades wider across the upper back. Lengthen the back of your neck, gazing on the ground ahead of your thumbs. Now have your knees just beneath your hips as we start a practice of warming up into the pelvic region again. Inhale, raise your right leg behind you and coil your chest up like you would for cow pose. Exhale, press down with your hands and contract your abdomen, bringing your knee towards your nose. Inhale, extend through the front of your torso. Look up. Exhale, contract. Nice and slow. Inhale, extend, drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, contract, doming your back. Once more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract, and step the right foot forward beside your right thumb. Now you might like to lower your fingertips on blocks, adjusting the height of your hands so that you're able to relax your shoulders down and look up. Tuck the back toes here and breathe in. Exhaling, lift your back knee and begin to straighten your legs to what's comfortable for now. Scissoring the right outer hip back and bowing as if you have a flat back. This is a wide pyramid pose. Inhale, lower your back knee again into a kneeling lunge and look up. Make sure the front knee is right on top of the front heel. Exhale, lift the back knee, back to pyramid pose. 3 more. Inhale, kneeling lunge, look up. Exhale and pyramid. As you're bowing, lengthen your chest forward and keep your throat open. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Last time. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Step your left foot hips distance from your right foot and fold, placing your blocks in front of your feet. Press into them. Keep a little bend in the knees as you activate your belly, and inhale, stretch your spine forward parallel to the floor. This is a half forward fold. Exhale, bow towards your legs, forward fold. Press down with your feet and inhale, sweep your arms forward, rising all the way to stand as you gently roll the shoulders back and down, tilting your chest up. Exhale, join your hands in front of your sternum. Inhale, sweep your arms forward. Again, coil your chest up, but lengthen your tailbone towards the ground between your heels. Exhale, bow from your hips and press into the blocks. As you inhale to lengthen forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Place the blocks alongside your heels and step back to hands and knees on the ground. Stacking your shoulders over your wrists, spread the fingers wide, and again, spread the shoulder blades apart, rotating your triceps towards the back wall. Inhale, raise your left leg behind you and coil your chest up, gazing up. Exhale, contract your belly and bend your left knee towards your nose, rounding the back. 4 more times. Inhale, arch. Stand through the front body. Exhale, contract, dome the back. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Inhale, extend. And exhale, contract. Step the left foot forward beside your left thumb. Place your fingertips on your blocks as needed. And see that your left knee is stacked right above your left heel, but not in front of it. Tuck your right toes here and inhale, sink your hips, look up. Exhale, lift your back knee. Begin to straighten both legs by scissoring the left outer hip back as you bow, pyramid pose. Inhale, lower the back knee into your lunge, look up. Exhale, pyramid pose, long spine, open the throat. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Step your right foot hips distance to the left and place the blocks in front of your feet again. Press into the blocks and inhale, stretch your spine forward, gliding the shoulders back. Lengthen the sides of your torso. Exhale, bowing from the hips, drop your head. Press down with your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, rising into a gentle standing back bend. Exhale, join your hands together at your hearts. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, roll the shoulders behind you. Exhale, forward fold. This time, plant your hands on the floor, step into your version of plank pose. Whether legs straight or knees on the ground, pause for a full cycle of breath, stacking your shoulders over your wrists, lifting the sides of your waist, and gazing on the ground ahead. As you exhale, glide forward, graze your elbows by your ribs, and slowly lower all the way to the floor into Sphinx pose. Pointing your toes on the ground, slide your forearms forward to stack your shoulders over your elbows. With your knees no wider apart than your hips distance, root down firmly through every toenail and actively stretch your legs long behind you. Press your pubic bone into the ground and keep your hands still while drawing your shoulder bones back and pressing them down. Breathe wide across your collarbones, slightly lifting your sternum as you look at the ground ahead. 3 more breaths here in a gentle back bend. Slide the heels of your palms back alongside your floating ribs and slide your pelvis to meet your heels, entering child's pose. Bring your feet together so they touch. Choose knees together or apart. As you extend your arms forward, press your pelvis down and back. Rest your forehead on the ground for a few more breaths. Balasana. Continue to lengthen your neck here. Draw your shoulder blades down your back ribs and spin your triceps towards the floor to spread your shoulder blades apart. Invite a grounding energy here as you're literally hugging the ground, bowing into the earth. On an inhale, rock forward to hands and knees and separate your feet hips distance. Exhale, tuck your toes and lift your hips to downward facing dog, allowing for 5 or so breaths to pedal your feet slowly in place. This will help us get into the legs, the hamstrings, the calves, warming them up for our later holds. You might also add swiveling your hips left and right as you're pedaling the feet. like you're dancing the twist. Let your head completely fall as you press your palms down, reach the energy out to your fingertips and pull your shoulders back away from the neck, softening your jaw. It's often said that the jaw is connected to the pelvis, and as you relax your jaw, you can help to open up your hips, the area of the pelvis. Let's flutter out the lips a couple times. Breathe in deeply through the nose and let the lips flutter. Once more. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet, folding over your legs at the rear of your mat. Bend your knees and reach the hands behind you to clasp, or choose to hold a strap between the hands. Tilting your weight forward, breathe in and lift your chest towards the front wall as you roll the shoulders back. Exhale, bow from your hips, keeping your hands together. Stretch the arms little by little away from your lower back. As you soften your neck, bend your elbows slightly and lift your shoulders away from your neck. Straightening your right leg, lean towards the outside of it and bend your left knee generously. Breathe. Long, even, and fluid breaths. Switch the interlacing of your thumb and index on top and bend your right knee generously. Straighten your left leg and lean to the outside of it. Keep tilting your weight forward, stretching the arms forward, and releasing your neck. Bend both knees and lower your hands to the floor, crawling the hands forward to hands and knees again. Stacking shoulders over wrists, straighten your right leg behind you and tuck the toes. Gently rock back, rock forward, keeping the belly slightly lifted and the spine long, even through the crown of your head lengthened. Do a gentle dynamic stretch into your right calf, moving back and forth to your breath pace. Now keep pressing the right heel back. Hold still here as you reach your sternum forward. Either keep the left knee on the floor, use the hands as traction here. Stay still on the ground, but it's like you're pushing the mat forward as you're pressing the right heel back. If you're needing more sensation in that right calf, you can lift the left foot and press the top of it against your right Achilles tendon, helping to pull the right heel back as you extend your chest forward. 3 more breaths. Keep your right leg straight and cross it over to the outside of the left edge of your mat. Look over your left shoulder behind you towards your right foot. Breathe into the area of your right psoas, the right side of your psoas, which is the right side of your lower back, crisscrossing to the front of your right hip. Two more breaths. Bring the right foot back to what it was before you crossed it over and turn out the right thigh, slide the shin in front of you, entering single pigeon pose. As you straighten the left leg behind you, tuck the toes and place your hands alongside your hips. Lift your pelvis off the floor and scissor your right hip back. Bring your left outer hip forward until both hip bones are evenly facing the front of your mat. If you find that there's a gap between your right glute and the floor, look around for whatever props might fill that gap comfortably, like your folded blanket. Now relax your left toes on the ground. And if your right shin is willing to parallel the front edge of your mat without strain in your body, flex your right foot. Otherwise, you can relax the foot if it's not paralleling it. Take a deep breath as you plant the hands in front of your right shin and lift your sternum, look up. Exhaling, begin to bow forward little by little, perhaps using your block or blocks to place your forearms or forehead on, or big pillow to bear hug, whatever you want to use so that your body feels supported. You're not holding yourself up in the posture. So relax the shoulders, relax the arms, relax the head. If your head is not easily resting down, stack a bunch of props. Get creative with what you have around you to physically support your body. As remember, that's one of the traits of a balanced root energy centered, is that you feel supported physically as well. You're going to be here for about 2 more minutes. Continue with your ujjayi breathing in and out evenly, sustained through the nose. Notice how the sensations may be shifting throughout these 2 minutes of stillness here. Being aware of the physical sensations happening in your body in the present moment is another technique of grounding, especially in moments of stress, when we can easily get caught up in an emotion or in the mind. Come back to the body, feel the body. Listen to 2 more full cycles of breath before you slowly begin to transition into downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, you might choose to raise your right leg up for a moment, maybe even give it some gentle movement at your hip to encourage blood flow into your right hip joint. Then set your 2 knees on the ground right under your hips, stack your shoulders over your wrists, and straighten your left leg behind you, tucking the toes. Begin by slowly rocking forward and back, keeping your belly slightly engaged, your neck long as you gaze ahead on the ground. Go as slowly as you're breathing. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. A dynamic stretch for the left calf. Next time you rock back, stay there and reach your sternum forward. Feel the 2 opposite directions you're pulling towards. You might explore how it feels to cross the right top of the right foot on top of your left Achilles tendon and help press the left heel further back. Or you might decide to keep the right knee on the ground. Whatever you choose, stay aware of your breathing. Use it to regulate your body, your mind, and energy. Two more breaths. With the right knee on the ground and the left leg straight, cross your left leg to the right side of your mat, tucking the toes there. Look over your right shoulder towards your left foot. Send your breath awareness into the left side of your pelvis, the area of your psoas. Three more breaths here. Place your left foot back to its spot and turn out the left thigh. Cross your left shin in front of your pelvis onto your mat for single pigeon pose. Sliding your right leg straight behind you, tuck the toes and plant your hands alongside your hips so that you can lift your pelvis off the floor and scissor your left hip back, right hip forward. After squaring your hips, notice if you might need a prop to fill the gap, if any, between your left glute and the ground. If your left shin comfortably parallels the front edge of your mat, make sure to flex your left foot to stabilize your left knee this entire posture. Relax the right toes. Place your hands in front of your left shin. Inhale, lift your chest and look up. Slowly begin to bow forward. Now you may need the same prop setup or not, depending on how open the left side of your hips feels. So get creative. Maybe there's a block under the forehead. Maybe there's a big pillow that you're hugging in front of you. Make sure again that you're surrendering effort in the body here. You're leaning into the support beneath. Now watch the clock for 2 minutes as you watch your sensations and breath. If you notice your attention entangled in a thought elsewhere other than your body in the present moment, let that be your opportunity to let go and come back. Be in the experience of your physical body. Allow for 2 more complete breaths before you begin to transition into downward facing dog again. And when you return to downward dog, you might lift the left leg, perhaps give it some movement at the hip, encourage blood flow into your left hip joint. And come on down to the floor and let's turn to face the wide width of your mat to set up spreading the legs open in a wide-legged seated forward fold. As you're extending the legs out to their sides, if you find that your back tends to round, you might elevate your pelvis sitting towards the front edge of a folded blanket or pillow. Flexing your feet, cup the tops of your thighs with both hands and rotate your inner thighs back. Try to feel your two sitting bones rooting down as you lift from the pelvic floor, all the way up your spine. Keep your kneecaps and your toes facing the sky and not pointing forward. As you place your hands in front of you, lift your frontal hip bones. Now you can decide to set up some props in front of you as we fold forward so they can catch you. Again, you want to feel supported in this pose, not that you're trying to hold yourself up, not even with your hands. So one way to support yourself is to create an incline out of a pillow and two blocks. Placing the two blocks stacked on the furthest, under the furthest edge of the pillow like this, so that the lowest part of the incline makes contact with your pelvis. If you're feeling like, that's still too far away for me to bow into, grab another pillow or some blankets, whatever you have, and stack, make it even higher. You could also put a folded blanket for the part where your forehead will land if you want to lay face down. And then take a deep breath, plant the fingertips alongside the pillow, lift through the front and back of the spine, and then begin to bow forward slowly. Make any adjustments so that you can comfortably be still here for the next 2 minutes without fidgeting. Let it be a practice of embracing stillness and effortlessness. A practice of being rather than doing. Come back to the sensations of your breath. Long, even in and out breaths. Soften your tongue, soften the muscles behind your ears and throughout your jaw. Invite the same relaxation in your pelvis. Continue resting in stillness as you listen to 2 more full cycles of breath. Then take your time as you plant your fingertips on the ground and slowly lift your skull, your torso. Let's set up in bound angle pose. That's where you bend the knees apart And bring the soles of your feet together. Now you already have this prop set up here, so if your hips feel comfortable with it, you could frame your pillow on the left and right sides with your feet. Or maybe your feet fit underneath the pillow since you might have an incline and the soles of your feet can meet there. And then root to your sitting bones, lift up the spine, breathe in, exhale, fold in. We'll be here for 1 minute. Give it another cycle of breath before you begin to lift your torso up. Once you're upright, let's face the short end of your mat and extend your legs straight in front of you for seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Here you may like to grab a strap and place it around the balls of your feet, or if you know that you can reach hold of your big toes, making sure the back is sort of flat, not rounded. Separate your feet hips width apart. Flex your feet by curling your toes towards your shins while pressing the insteps forward. Root down your sitting bones and inhale, lift from the bottom to through the crown, from the bottom of your spine to your crown. Relaxing the shoulders, extend your sternum forward, breath by breath, lengthening, grounding, and folding. Try to keep a slight lift at your sternum, rolling the fronts of your shoulders back and down like a small back bend. Let's stay another 10 cycles of breath here in Paschimottanasana. Pressing your sitting bones down. Inhale, lift halfway up. Pause and exhale. Inhale, rise all the way up. Let's come all the way down onto our backs. Make sure there's a block nearby that you can reach for. As you lie on your back, step your feet on the floor, hips width apart, parallel to each other. Then take a block and lifting your pelvis, slide the block across your mat on the lowest height of the block beneath your sacrum, the flat part of your lower back. Make sure that it's positioned where you feel comfortably stable. Now you could choose to have one block or stack 2 blocks on their lowest height. We're going to bend the right knee towards the chest. So see what allows you to do that without strain. Take hold of your right thigh or shin with your hands as you ground your shoulders, relaxing your head. To whatever degree, without strain, straighten your left leg forward with your heel on the ground, flexing your left foot, pointing your left knee straight up, not turning it out, and pressing the instep of your left foot forward. You might start to circle your right foot at the ankle, breathing as you move. And switch directions. This is a supported version of Apanasana in which we're opening up into the left hip flexors, stretching into the groins. Again, the region of Muladhara Chakra, root energy center. Set your right foot on the ground. Bend your left knee into your chest. Take hold of your left thigh or shin, and to whatever degree comfortable, you straighten your right leg forward and press the heel on the floor. Flex your right foot and press the instep forward, keeping your right knee upright and not turning it out. Start to circle your left foot at the ankle. Breathe. Switch direction. Then extend both legs up towards the ceiling. You can have the knees slightly bent. Do it in a comfortable way, resting your hands with the palms face down on your lower belly. Now let's start to breathe into the area of your pelvic floor and abdomen. Inhale slowly there. Let the belly gently rise. When you've reached the top, exhale even slower and let the belly sink. Try this a few more times where you extend the exhalation a little longer than the inhalation. By lengthening the out breaths more than the in breaths, you help to activate the relaxation response of your nervous system. Finish the breath that you're on. Then gently step your 2 feet onto the ground, slowly removing any props from beneath your body. When your pelvis meets the floor, slide your pelvis closer to the right edge of your mat and open your arms apart like a T, keeping your shoulders on the ground. Let's prepare for a supine twist. Now you could lift your feet and bring the knees together, or if you want to deepen the effect of the twist, wrap the right leg over the left leg. Then lift your feet and begin twisting to your left. Keeping your right shoulder on the ground, you might also turn your gaze past it. As you're twisting, breathing out slower than you breathe in, bring your awareness to your right outer hip. Tilt it slightly towards the front edge of your mat, helping to traction your lower spine. Two more breaths here. At the end of the breath, unwind back to center. Slide your pelvis closer to the left edge of your mat. Either keep the knees together or wrap the left leg over the right. Try to balance what you did on the first side. Lift your feet and twist to the right side, Grounding your left shoulder, maybe look past it. With longer exhalations, keep twisting and tilt your left outer hip forward towards the front edge of your mat. Couple more breaths here. Rolling onto your back, bend your knees apart into happy baby pose. Spreading your arms between your thighs and holding your outer shins, ankles, or feet. As you gently pull your feet wider apart, keep them parallel to each other, soles facing the sky. Ground your tailbone and shoulders. Draw your knees down towards the earth. Slide your hands to your outer thighs and hug your knees into your chest. Lift your head and shoulders and squeeze into a warm thank you embrace. Thank you, body. Thank you, breath. Thank you, self, for showing up. Take another inhalation, and this time hold at the top for a few seconds. Maybe squeeze in a little tighter. When you're ready, open the mouth and splay your arms and legs onto the floor. For added grounding, you could place a pillow or a weighted folded blanket on top of your pelvis. Close your eyes. Allow your palms to face the sky. Feel the points of contact between your physical body and the floor. With each natural exhalation, having let go of controlling your breath. Allow yourself to sink deeper and deeper into the support of the earth and into restful stillness. We'll be here for a few minutes of Shavasana. As you rest here a little longer, with eyes closed, bring your awareness throughout your physical body again. And notice any effect of your yoga practice on your body. Start to wake it up with some gentle movements, easy stretches. Slowly turn over onto your right side and rest your head. Observe a few natural breaths flow and tune into the effect of your yoga on your energetic state. Then press your hands into the earth and lift your body into a comfortable position, sitting down. Preparing to meditate for 5 minutes, sit in a way that you feel grounded, alert, and at ease. Some mudras to choose from for grounding and calling upon the earth elements. Prithvi mudra that we started with, ring and thumb tips touch, hands resting on the lap. Chin mudra, thumb and first fingers touch, palms face down in the lap. Or a neutral mudra of palms stacked, palms face up on the lap, thumb tips touching. Choose to close your eyes or steady a soft gaze just ahead, and let's begin. Rest your awareness on the most prominent points of contact between what you're sitting on and your physical body. Maybe it's your two sitting bones at the bottom of your pelvis. Maybe it's your legs or your outer feet. Feel the interplay of forces between what's physically supporting your body from beneath and the weight of your physical body through that point of contact. No need to analyze it mentally, but simply be in the aliveness of the sensations. Sense how gravity is encouraging you to rest into that physical support. Sense your own energy rising as you allow yourself to be rooted through that support. The physical lift from your pelvic floor up your spine. Let the breath itself in its natural movements highlight your physical contact with the support beneath you. As the breath enters your body, Feel it sink all the way down to that part of your body touching the surface below. As the breath exits your body, feel your encouragement to lift, to sit tall, to expand. Continue to meditate on that object of focus, that point of contact between your body and the surface below, the sensations there. Then notice how you feel mentally and emotionally. Allow a moment to reflect upon the tools of yoga you practiced today that offer you a feeling of inner stability, of groundedness. I invite you to choose one of these tools most prominent to you and continue to practice it in spontaneous moments throughout your week. See how you feel at the end of this week as we transition into fall season. Now, it's one thing that you can offer gratitude to. Mentally, restate your intention for your practice. Visualize that someone or something to which you offer this practice to. See them enjoying benefit from it. To close, I invite you to chant again the seed sound or the bija mantra of your root energy center. Place your mind's eye at your base of the spine. Visualize the color red. And tune into a feeling of stability and safety. The seed sound is Lam. Let's try 3 rounds of it to close. Inhale deeply. Bow in towards the light within. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.